till today, lost in my memory, but it's only fate. Some things are meant to be, but who needs to know? We're looking for reasons when life cast a stone, leaving me screaming inside. So much for love, lost you and over again, covered in blood, but you had the sense to stay calm and contained. There's no sense in crying my blues for my brain, leaving me standing outside.
Halcomb Christmas tradition is waking up Christmas morning and everyone sitting around the tree and everyone takes their separate turn to open their presents.
Pretty simple. It's just on Christmas morning, everybody's sitting in a circle. Just like the concept of everyone being together, everyone's attentive to like what's going on, and it just feels really like together. It feels really like close and warm.
My favorite Halcomb Christmas memory was to draw names, and she pulled out these big old like 5-foot long stockings that we were gonna have to fill for our Secret Santa, and I would get Brooke, and I'm thinking, okay, how on earth do I fill this huge stocking? And we're at Costco, and Michael says, well, you know, Brooke loves cheese balls. I have to go get the bin of cheese balls, and Michael's like, why? And I was like, well, for Brooke, for her stocking. And he goes, I was just kidding. And I'm really glad that he told me he was just kidding, because I was legit gonna give Brooke this big old bin, like huge, of cheese balls.
Christmas memory is when we went to the nursing home and we're singing with all our horrible voices and everyone dancing and just making a fool of ourselves pretty much. I'll never forget that.
My favorite Halcomb Christmas memory is when our whole family went to Hawaii for Christmas.
My favorite memory is when we went to the retirement center place and we sang to the old people, just because we all did it as a family. I don't know, it was just fun because like the old people thought we were like amazing, and I don't know, it was just fun because we got to serve them. I don't know, it was cool. It was something different. We had never done anything like that before, so.
All the times on Christmas morning to see the happiness on Mom's face that she sees them opening their gifts and just the love that she has for her family.
I do to remember the Savior during each Christmas time is reflect the scriptures and see what the scriptures teach about the birth of our Savior. Love one another, try to show forth their own Christ-like attributes, which is really fun and exciting to see.
Because it's Christmas, it's a little bit easier to remember the Savior, and so around Christmas I just feel like it's a little bit easier just to love and to serve other people.
I try to teach my kids about the real meaning of Christmas. I teach them about the Nativity and try to see people as the Savior sees them. And I just love all the service. Everyone just feels happy and it reminds me of the Savior.
That we're actually celebrating the birth of the Savior of the world. And it's always special this time of year. There's always a special spirit that's associated with Christmas. And I think that the more that we let that in, obviously, the more tangible it becomes and the more easy it is to internalize what we're actually celebrating, that we do have a Savior.
First word that comes to mind to describe family is very fun-loving.
I would have to say is love.
It's chaotic.
Is energy.
The word I think about that describes our family is loving.
I'm sure that I would like to say love.
Would be happiness.
For me, since I was like first, I guess, in law to join the family is inclusive. I feel like Mom and Dad always always been really good about including everybody. I know they always make me feel like I'm a part of the family and I just feel their love, so inclusive is the word I would use.
My favorite part about Christmas is being with my family.
The favorite part about Christmas is just how everyone acts to each other. I really do feel like it is a very special time of year that those outside of our religion can feel the sacredness of this time of year, and they start to recognize that it is definitely a time of goodwill to all men, and I feel like that is enveloped in everyone, and I love that about Christmas.
The part about Christmas is hugging.
Being together.
Is having all 6 of my kids and 5 that are married to have their 5 spouses and all the grandchildren just to be around. That's my favorite part of Christmas.
All family coming from out of town, coming here, putting up Christmas lights, going driving around, it's Christmas lights.
Being around family, I feel like everyone's really happy and in good spirits.
When I was a little kid, I've always loved like the Christmas lights.
Christmas caroling, and we would just sing, and no matter how loud we sing.
So what I admire about Joe is he's so kind, and he's loving, and he's patient. And Joe would literally give his shirt off his back for anyone. I think he's so generous. I think he's very loyal. I think that he has a strong testimony of the gospel, and he's always willing to share it with others. I think that he speaks well to people. He has a great vocabulary. I think he's smart. I also think he's a very good listener and a great example to other people. I think he also is athletic and is very good to Isaiah. So I think that he speaks kindly about everyone in the family, and he loves each one of us, and that's what I really admire about Joe. I think he's reliable, and you can count on him no matter what he's doing. I think that you can count on him to help anyone. I really appreciate him being so good to Whitney and taking care of her while she's gone. I love you, Joe, so much, and thank you for everything you've done for our family.
Oh, Joseph Thomas Sykes III. What a treat. He is such a good guy. Probably the best person that could have married Whitney and, made her happy and continues to make her happy. They are a perfect match, and also humble. You couldn't have asked for a better person for your sister to marry. And Joseph is, a great brother-in-law. He gives advice, very good advice actually, and so he's a very spiritual character as well. Love him, very knowledgeable about the gospel. He fills his priestly responsibilities and cares for his wife, puts his wife first at all times. An amazing characteristic about him that should never be taken for granted or forgotten or kind of ignored, because he definitely follows the commandments to a T, and especially when he puts Whitney first and always is on her side and treats her like a queen. I mean, that's what we all should be act and treat our wives like. So it's very refreshing to see. You can tell he's going to be a great dad too, because he's so good with all the nieces, the nephews. Each of them time and enjoys their company, and does his best to find out what their interests are and talk to them about that. And so it's pretty good. There is a few other things that I'd like to mention about him. He has some dang good hair. Those long locks, luscious blonde. You can't deny it. Everyone's jealous. Don't ever cut it, Joseph. So, I think he's got blue eyes and they're gorgeous. He's got an incredible golf swing, for which I'm jealous and I would love it, but I can't have it because I'm not good at golf. But he's also a good teacher, and one of these days he's going to probably go pro. He's got an incredible physique, very, very masculine and strong. He's just gorgeous.
I admire most about Shelby is she's so loving, and just when she walks in the door, she just has like the biggest smile on her face, and she's just so sweet. And like, she has a really good smile. I love her teeth. She's like awesome teeth, and she has like the most prettiest eyes. She's such a good mom. You can tell she's such a good mom to Lincoln, and just like so sweet. And Shelby is very intelligent, just really, really smart, and I look up to her for her like to have like an education and have like her career. And Shelby is also like so fun to like just be around, because we went on vacation with them and just like on the coasters, and she's just like a little daredevil. Like she's like, yeah, let's go on the rides. Like she just like loves to just like do all the things that we like to do.
What I admire most about Shelby is how, I don't even know if this is a word, but excitable she is about everything, and just super happy, and just like love her willingness to laugh at everyone, and her laugh makes the whole room just start laughing, because you know she's having a good time, and it's just fun. She's just fun to be around. And I used to babysit for Shelby. She was the cutest little girl. She just ran around so spunky and so happy about everything, and she still does that now. How creative she is. I also like her willingness to learn different skills, and if she sees something on Pinterest, she's like, oh, I can do that, and she'll just do it. She's also really sweet and really kind. She's really good with kids, and she'll sit down and play with them. She's good at her job too, and how she's able to play and sit with the kids. And I appreciate her hard work as being a mom. I thought it was so cute that, her baby Lincoln was only a couple days old when they took him for a walk. I thought that was so sweet. So it shows that she's a dedicated mom, that she takes the time to make her kids look cute, and takes the time to take them for a little walk, and it makes him, even though he's little, feel special, and that's a gift, to make someone else feel special.
Of many things that I admire about Greg, I love that Greg is so festive. I think it's so awesome, like going to Disneyland with Greg. It was like an enchanting experience. He just made it like so much better. Another thing that I admire about Greg, or kind of going off that, like he's super festive and he's just super fun, like fun-loving. He has this ability to make like any situation fun. So like just being around him, he's really creative.
I first have to say that Greg is truly one of my very, very, very best friends. I absolutely love the relationship that I have with Greg. I think the very first time that Greg and I actually ever met, Brooke took me out with her friends to the movies, and I was able to meet Greg. I don't think Greg was there for Brooke at that time, but yeah, I think everyone was competing for Greg. But Brooke, of course, won Greg. I think that was the night that Greg and I both started talking about movies that we liked to watch, and then me and Greg connected again at another time that Brooke took me out again before my mission to go out and chill with Greg and all her friends. And it was just immediate that Greg and I we were able to click. And I really appreciated that love that Greg and I have with each other. I feel like we have a lot in common, and our personalities are similar. And I think the things that he finds are funny, I think are very funny as well. So I do love Greg. I love his personality. I love his humor. And like I said, I can get along well with him. I appreciate his ability to work with more than one set of people. I think Greg is one that can get along well with everyone. He's one that's able to relate to other people from different types of backgrounds. I feel like with that personality, he's able to work with even the most difficult personalities, and I think that definitely blesses him in more ways than one.
What do I admire the most about Rob? With Rob, I think that he has some great qualities, and one of the things that I just think the world of him, and obviously he's married to my daughter, but his loving kindness. He always shows great kindness, and he is so good he's so good and treats Dominique so well. And he, in many situations since they've been married, I feel like so confident that he is her protector. Whenever Dominique has ever been in a situation where it just didn't seem right, he was always there, and always there for encouragement and protection, and I think that really helps Dominique feel safe. And as far as a dad, we just look at Rob, or I look at Rob and just go, wow. He's got two beautiful children, Jet and Presley, and they're both wonderful, have great demeanors, just like Rob, very calm, Dominique's calm, and just, they do a wonderful job. But Rob just loves those kids, and again, is such a great protector for them, and they have total confidence that he will be able to, I know that he takes it very seriously, his responsibility of being a father. And it means a lot to him, and I know that he wants to be a good example, and that he wants to make sure that his kids feel totally loved. And there's no question, his kids should feel totally protected. You can learn a lot about a person by how they treat their mother, and being able to be with brother and sister Graham, his mom being Claire, I just think that he shows such great respect to her and loves her, and you can learn a lot about a man by how he treats his mom. And so, Rob, I just want you to know, I think that you are doing a wonderful job, and you're an awesome individual and a great provider and very intelligent, and I think that you and Dominique and your children at this point are well on their way to having an eternal family, and you're doing a great job. So I'm so proud of you. I love you. I'm grateful for you for what you do, and hope that you'll be able to feel the sincerity in that message. And I'm glad that I was able to have been able to talk about you.
I admire most about Rob is I really appreciate, first of all, I feel like I always can have like a good conversation with Rob. Really good to just like talk about whatever, like a variety of things, and he's like very personable. I also admire just like his calm, like he's a calm, quiet person, but then at the same time, like he can just like be and I love how he'll like surprise you. Also love how, honestly, what I can tell how much he loves his kids and his family, how hard he works for them, and it's so fun to see him going from the uncle role where he was kind of quiet to all of a sudden just like being so loving, so warm. Like it's just like all of a sudden it just came so naturally to him. I just thought it was so sweet to see him with his kids. Appreciate like just the spirit that he brings to the family. He's just a really friendly person. So nice to everyone.
Something I admire most about my dad is how much of a hard worker he is. From being a baby to 21 years old, I've never once heard my dad complain about having to wake up and go to work. I love that you can see it all throughout my dad's face, that all he cares about and loves is like the family. That's his number one priority, and that means a lot to me. And because of my dad's hard work, I was able to create some of the best memories of my life. I mean, because of him, I was able to play club volleyball since I was 12 and travel and be able to grow not only as a player but as a person. Another thing that I admire about my dad is some of the lessons that he taught me growing up. Whenever my dad was going through a trial or a hard time, I would always walk past his room and he would be kneeling, reading scriptures or studying, and that has stuck with me whenever I'm going through something hard. The first thing I long or I need to turn to is the scriptures. So I'm really grateful for that. I could go on and on about all of the lessons that my dad has taught me. I would not have wanted anyone else in this world to be my dad.
One of the things I admire most is that he raised my husband, and I got really lucky with him. I see a lot of similarities in them two, and I'm grateful for that. And I love sitting down and playing games like Scrabble, but it's been a long time. But I always actually did enjoy that. Smart. He can remember any numbers off the top of his head. It's crazy. He can do crazy addition and math in his head, which is awesome. I can't do that. A great golfer. He's got that awesome golfer style. He's always matching his clothes and they look awesome, sharp all the time. Fun to be around. Always life of the party. Always happy.
What I admire most about Whitney is how much fun she is. Really family oriented. She's able to see the needs in the family, and this is hard to come by because she's such a go-getter and she'll do it without anyone asking. She's just so fun and creative, and when you ask her to do something or someone asks her to do something, she'll put her whole heart and soul into it. It was really fun as the older sister to just have a bond with her and just have fun. I don't know, when I think of Whitney, it's fun. I like her confidence. Puts on an outfit and she'll be like, I look good. Not a lot of people can do that. And she's confident in herself and she knows who she is. As a daughter of God, her makeup is on point. Is to want to be a peacemaker. Whitney will be a great mother. Even now, she's a little mother to all the grandkids. She loves the kids, and she's so good at taking care of little ones. She really is. That's a gift. Not a lot of people can take care of kids, and she's also very protective of her siblings and her family, and loves them. And she'll do anything for us. She's actually a really good cook. Really good. So funny when she tells stories and so animated. She has a good eye for seeing things. Also for seeing people in need too. She's a good comforter. She can comfort people when they're sad and she sees it even if they don't say anything. She can feel it. Gives good advice. She can write really well. She's a really good athlete, and I feel not only is she a good athlete when she plays, because when I would come out to watch her play at South Mountain, it was really cool to see all the players rally with her, and that when someone's sad or down, she's like, it's okay, you got it, it's awesome, and everyone really looked up to Whitney. Doesn't want to gossip about people, she wants to help people, and she treats everyone like they're special and that they matter to her.
What I admire most about Whitney, a special place in my heart. She was born, and how wonderful it was that day to have her come into the earth. And as she's grown up and gotten older, she's continued to still be that same angel, a very soft heart. I admire that through hard times, through hard years of her being in high school, that she was a protector of other kids. She never let anybody take advantage of somebody that could be taken advantage of. She always stood up for them. Not only did she stick up for kids, but I remember going to a Diamondback baseball game one night, and there were some people sitting behind us, and they started talking trash, and Whitney just went off on them. And I was like, oh, we are going to get in a fight tonight. But we didn't, and I think she was in the right, and I think that the other people knew it, which seems like it would normally not happen that way. Things would just escalate more, but they didn't, and she was right, and I was proud of her for standing up for what was right. When she met Joe, first time ever, I think she totally opened her heart, and she did. And as she was playing volleyball in high school and then she played college volleyball, it was just wonderful to watch her and to see how she did so well. I am so appreciative that she found Joe and Joe found her. It just is a great blessing in parents' lives to see when something like that comes together. See Whitney being so unselfish, totally being committed 100% to whatever the process is. Father's perspective, you really can't ask for a daughter to do any more than that, than to support her husband and to be able to counsel together, to know that they're on the right track to having an eternal family. For me, is that Teresa, my wife, has put the 5 pictures of our kids that have all graduated from high school in the dining room. Every night when I come home, I see those 5 pictures. And so that's the proudest moment. That's the best thing that I can see. And so Whitney's one of those 5, and I'm so grateful that she's been able to accomplish what she has thus far and what she'll continue to accomplish.
I admire most about Michael, other than his ravishing good looks, I really admire about Mike. He has been a bit of an angel, actually, in our lives, in our little story. He's actually played a pretty big role, pretty significant role in where we're at right now. He listened to a prompting, didn't even know it, but he reached out to Whit one day when she was having a really hard time. We were talking about moving and talking about going to 100 years of school, going to optometry school, and it just happened to be that Mike reached out to Whit at the right time. And in that conversation, he was able to just like shed some light on some things about medical school and help Whit to look at it from, I guess, a little bit different way. And to be fair, like really, he changed my perspective too. He really helped me to approach it different mentally. He's played a pretty big role in getting us to the point that we're at now, because if he had not called Whit that day and helped her to kind of see things in the long term, who's to say where we would be right now. So big ups to him. Just like the life of the party. He's always fun, he's always laughing, he's always like having a good time. Caroling in the back of the truck last year, me and Mike we were just dying the whole time. Or mostly I was dying. I was just laughing the whole time. He was just being super funny, singing super loud, and we had a good time. So I really appreciate that about Mike. I think that he's really fun to be around. His dedication, obviously, to education.
The thing that I admire most about Michael is that he's thoughtful and he's a kind. He's always concerned about me and others. He never judged or criticizes. He's a really smart kid, and he always had a lot of goals. I'd always tell him he's so talented that he could be anything he wanted. And we would always talk about him being a train engineer or making and owning his own chocolate factory. Really good about building things, and he's really good with his hands. He's always got some crafty thing or something that he's building. When he was young, he would take apart a toy and then he would rebuild it into something else. He also thought about having a hotel and making it into a haunted hotel. He was fun to talk to and always thoughtful of his mom. And he's also supportive of his wife. I think he's a good father, and it makes me melt when I see him holding his baby. He's a hard worker, and he has been all his life. He's responsible and he's trustworthy. Michael never knew this, but when Michael would have a problem or having a hard time, I would kneel down by his bed and pray for him. He served a mission in Georgia, and he was a very good missionary. I'm so proud of him for doing that. And I'm proud of all of his accomplishments. And I love you so very much, Michael, and I'm proud to be your mom.
Another thing about Maddie is I notice how she's always just willing to reach out to everyone in the family, trying to get to know them. She's super smart and just really, you can tell she puts a lot of time and effort into her education, which, I look up to because it's hard to do when you have kids. Definitely went through the same thing, so she thinks, education's really smart for her kids as well, so, go get her. She has goals she's gonna reach. The thing would be, I just really appreciate how supportive she is for my wife's business. Like, she's always posted pictures about Dominique's, doing her hair, and it really goes a long way for, us. Really appreciate her doing that for us.
And I love how she can somehow just deal with Chase. She's just so good at everything. She's super athletic, and I love how whenever we're doing sports or something, she wants to get involved and want to do it with us, and not just be sit there and just watch and she's there. It's just more fun and better, and her laugh is really contagious too. When she smiles or laughs, it's just you gotta smile back. She was raised in Sholo. I love that about her because she has that, not tomboyish, but kind of tomboyish. Another one of the guys, down for anything, and it's just so fun. Always has a positive attitude about it, and I love how she never brings anybody down. He has made him better. She just makes him feel more complete, and she's just perfect for him.
I admire most about Isaiah is what a great kid he is. Ever since I met Dominique, he was always my little buddy. We always played pass in the backyard. It's been really awesome to Jed as well. I really appreciate him being nice to me and Jed all the time. He's a great example of Jed. Isaiah is also a really, really good sport. He puts up with everyone being the youngest in the family. I'm sure he put up with a lot growing up, and even adding more and more to the family. I'll just give him crap all the time, so he's always just been a great sport. He's super athletic. He's awesome at every sport he's ever tried. Love going to his games. Love supporting him.
Some good style going on. I like a lot of his style choices with his clothes. And his hair reminds me of Steve from Stranger Things. Getting longer. I don't know, I think he pulls it off. It's funny. He makes everyone around him laugh. He planned fun things for our family to do, like Polar Express. He sacrificed his birthday presents for that. It just shows how much it means for him to be doing things with family, and when we moved, he really made us feel loved and missed, and we got his school picture in the mail, and my kids hung it in their room and would sleep with it at night. That just kind of shows you that he is loved in our house, and I just think he's a great kid, and I love being around him. I love when he came over and stayed at our house in Sholo, and it's just good to be around him.
What I admire about Brooke is he has such a talent making people feel good, making people feel comfortable, making people feel a part. Has such a talent she has the biggest heart. She wants to give to people. She wants to help in any way she can. Love her energy. It's just over the top. She knows how to just make anything a good time. It's always a good time with Brooke's there. You're gonna have fun. She is hilarious. I would never laugh so hard than times with Brooke. She's just so sweet and nice. She loves her kids because she just spoils them to death. She's the greatest person. Spiritually, she is wonderful. I love how much she goes to the temple. I love that she tries to teach her kids different lessons in family community. I love that any calling that she gets, even if it stresses her out, like her primary chorister calling, she just goes full, all out, even more than she even needs to do it. And it's really such an example to me, because I probably would have been a person to shrink away from that, and she just took it on even though it stressed her out. And I just really admired her for that. I just admire her love for everyone. and her ability to just see the good in everyone.
The biggest thing about Brooke that I'm sure we all know and love and admire is the fact that she is very caring, and she no doubt puts herself after everybody else. Everyone's needs, concerns, and cares comes first, and then, way down the line, she feels that she can then, put herself, as a priority. And, I really admire the way that she goes out of her way to care for other people, provide service, looking for opportunities to help those in need and to lift those that need help. And she puts her time into many different projects and service opportunities. It's just one of the most admirable things I think anybody could have, and just full of charity and full of love. And it's a very, for me, I wish I was able to have just even a piece of also say that she is a very loving sister, a very loving wife to Greg, and a very loving mother. She, puts her heart and soul into raising her family and treating them right and putting them first as well. And she does a good job of making sure that the family is central to everything in her life, and it's a great example to me. Her house is amazing. She decorates like no one's business. She's really talented in that as well. Arts and crafts, modern, crazy, all that stuff. She's just very artistic in that aspect, and she's a very good decorator of her home. And their house always looks spectacular. She'll say there's like a crumb on the floor and be like, my house is disastrous, I'm so sorry you have to see this. And it's like, give me a break. She's very spiritual. You can tell that temple's a priority in the way that she puts so much effort into performing temple work, getting all the names together, and even getting all of us to the temple. She's given me so many different names that I've been able to do, which have had amazing experiences doing it for our ancestors, experiences I never would have had if she didn't do the temple work and lend me those names to do and perform for our ancestors. And so it was really a rewarding experience. So again, I feel like she kind of heads up a lot of different things that we're supposed to do ourselves, but she kind of takes the lead and really gets us to do it. So I appreciate that.
Something that I really do appreciate about Dominique is her ability to love everyone in the family. I feel like Dominique is very, very good with that. She has a big heart. She's very kind, and she tries her absolute best to let others know that she loves them. And that's something that I feel like goes a long way with Dominique as a person. I love her laugh. I think her laugh is really funny. When she laughs, I laugh. And that's always really fun to hear. Dominique is one that I tended to get along with really well. She's a good mom. I can tell that she loves Jet and Presley very much. She's a fantastic mother to her children and a good wife to her husband. Everything she can to uphold the role of motherhood as commanded, and I think that's great.
What I admire most about Dominique is her willingness to serve. No matter who it is, she'll always bend over backwards to help that person. For example, just a few days ago, she colored my hair and she ran out of color, and I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry, what should we do, And she's like, oh, no worries, I'm just gonna go to the store and buy more. I'll be back. And I was like, do you want my card? I should pay for this. And she's like, no, it's fine. And she goes, and she comes back with color and a gift for me. She got me a shampoo and conditioner and this mask for my hair. And like just sweet things like that she does like all the time, no matter who it is. And that's something that I really admire about her. Another thing about Dominique is she is beautiful. I mean, you get her in a room with girls that are filled with makeup all over their faces, and she walks in with no makeup and she's still the prettiest girl in the room. She's so naturally pretty. He's someone that knows Dominique and I run into them. They'll always be like, "Are you Dominique's sister?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my gosh," and I kid you not, this is what everyone says. Every time I see someone that knows Dominique, this is the exact words they use. "Oh my gosh, your sister is the sweetest human alive." And it's true though. She is so sweet and kind to everyone, and she's a really good example to me for that. Another thing that I totally admire about Dominique is the mother she is. When I walked into the hospital room where she had Jet and I got to meet Jet for the first time, he was just this like beautiful angel boy, and I was like, in that moment I had never told anyone this either, but I've never been more proud of anyone in my life than when I saw Jet and I saw Dominique, and that Dominique did that. And you know, she carried Jet for 9 months and went through labor, and then now up to this day she has Jet and Presley. And the type of mother she is, she's so devoted, she is so kind to them, so protective and loving, and it's beautiful to see the type of mother she is, going from, you know, growing up with Dominique when we were teenagers to just this woman that's bloomed into being an amazing mother.
I admire most about Chase is how determined he is. Just growing up with him, I guess, and seeing everything that he's done, he's just the type of person that if he wants to do something, he'll go and he'll do it. So he's determined, and that's a great quality. I really admire that about him. Another thing that I admire about Chase is just how sweet he is with our kids, just everyone's kids in general. Like, he just loves babies. He'll pick up a baby and just start kissing on him like it's his own baby. I just think that's really sweet to just see him interact with the kids from the family and just see how much he loves them. See how athletic he is. It's just fun to watch him play sports because, you know, he can go play football, super athletic. He can go and play basketball, again, super athletic. He plays like golf once a year and he hits the ball further than everybody. So if he practices a little bit, he'll be like amazing. So it's just fun to see him play sports. Just whenever he talks about like his mission, when he got to serve, it's just, you can tell that he loved Armenia, he loved the people that he served, and that now, even after he's come home, he still has that same love for just the people he comes in contact with. Like, when I was talking to him about when he lived in Philadelphia, like, you know, how was it? You can just see that community he just fell in love with, and that's just nice that he has that love for all these different people that he comes in contact with. Being happy for other people's success, like, I don't know, when you tell him what's going on in your life, you can see that he takes an interest in it and that he's excited for you, you know, as your career's growing and changing. It's just nice to talk to him because he really listens, and you can see that he genuinely is happy for you, and it's good to talk to him about that stuff.
I love how Jason's like such a good example to me and Rob, and like spiritually. He's also like so easygoing, and he is just like easy to talk to, and like you talk about someone like, and he's just like drama free. Like he just kind of like skips her and just ignores it. Like he doesn't want to talk bad about people. Like
just like he has a testimony in that he knows like the church is true, and like I admire that about Chase, and that like he's just someone that you just like want to be around, and he's just like fun, and you just like learn so much from him, and like he just doesn't know it, but it's true. Like you learn so much from him.
So the thing that I love most about her is how much she loves her kids. She just has such a special love for her children, to where she has that type of relationship where she's just so willing to do anything for them. And that love even extends to the in-laws, to the grandkids. So, I mean, Mom is just, if you ever need anything and Mom finds out, she'll go and do it for you or come to your house when you need help. I mean, she's just so sweet and loving to everybody. How much fun she likes to have, especially when all of us are all together. She loves to get us together and just loves to see everybody interact and laugh, and like, it's just fun to watch her because you can just see that she just loves being around her family and just making her happy. And she's just so sweet because like she'll make goodies and treats and just, it's so much fun. And at the end of the day, as everyone's leaving, she's like, no, don't leave, just because she's having such a good time with everyone. Her love for the Savior. I really like that Mom just has a really strong testimony about the gospel, and you can tell that she lives the gospel because she knows it's true. You can see her testimony by the way she lives and by the way that she loves other people, especially how she treats her family. I mean, it's kind of cool because Mom grew up in such a big family, you know what I mean? There's always so much going on, and it's just so neat to hear her talk about when she grew up, because you can tell that was a special time. And now, as our family's growing, you know, everybody's getting married, everybody's having grandkids. It's just fun to see her serve the family, and I know she does that because of her love for the gospel and her love for the Savior. It's like amazing at making cookies. Her cookies are so good. Like, she ices those things like professionally. Like, anyone who sees them, they're like, whoa, where'd you get those? And like, me and Brooke will be like, oh, Brooke's mom made them, you know, and they're just like, holy cow, these things are so nice looking, and they always taste so good too. So she's definitely talented. She has a skill. She loves the grandkids. Obviously, she loves her kids a lot, but I think she loves her grandkids even more. And it's just so sweet to see her when she interacts with them and holds them, and she'll just snuggle up on them, or I even, like, one thing that I think is really sweet is every now and again you'll catch Grandma like singing to them. That's just really sweet to see her do that. Maybe don't make me cry. Alright, I'm not gonna do any more.
Thing I love most about Mom, she's the best mom ever. She is a hard worker, and I love how she's super dedicated to everything that she does, and she makes everything delicious. Mom is super caring, super nice to everyone also. She's so good at her job. Everyone loves her there. 5 out of 5 for sure. No bad reviews on her. I've already looked it up. She's just great. Moms are just supposed to be great, but she's just over great. Like, there's great, and then there's just like Mom.
One thing that I really admire about my mom is how aware she is of her children, every single one of them. My mom is so selfless. She will slave away in the kitchen for hours for any meal for us, and she doesn't expect any recognition or help. She's just extremely selfless, and she just wants everyone to be happy and enjoy their time together. Loved my mom taking me to, literally, she took me to every single one of my volleyball tournaments. Her taking me to my volleyball tournaments and to my games, and just always seeing my mom there. My mom is just such a comfort to me. She literally is my best friend, and being away from her, it's super hard because I recognize all of the things that she's done for me. Oh, her cookie dough is literally the best you'll ever taste. And I would, when she wasn't looking, I would grab a huge ball of it and run upstairs. So I really appreciate her baking skills. My body doesn't, but I do. I really appreciate how my mom is everyone's #1 cheerleader. She never gloats or talks about herself, but you know, we all know in the family that she is seriously the best of the best. My mom honors and loves our family. I'm so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to talk about her. I feel like we don't do it enough, and we don't express how much we appreciate her. Mom, I just want you to know that I love you and I adore you and I look up to you in so many ways. Having you as a mom, I have to say, has been the greatest blessing in my life. And I love you.